Hey everyone, this is a video on the new Jigsaw first PCs. It is an alternate method for first PC designed to increase point yield from first PCs while retaining relatively high solving chances, and it's made by stickmancomic. Also, stick around to the end to watch a 116K Ultra, which has 400 PPB. Alright, let's get right into it. So, this is how it works. Basically, what you want to do first is look at where the S and Z are in the bag. If the S comes before T or J, or the Z comes before T or L, you can build the jaw skim variant, and those are the two upper images. You build the left one if the S comes early, and you build the right one when the Z comes early. However, if both S and Z come after TLJ, build the PCO one depending on which of S or Z come first. Similar deal here, if the S comes first, build the one on the left, and if the Z comes first, build the one on the right. After you build these, you'll be left with a held T after the jaw setup, and you'll be left with either an L or a J after the PCO setup. Despite the solving percentage for the jaws one being a bit lower, you want to be favoring this one, and that's because of reasons I'm going to go into the next slide. The PCO one does have a higher solving chance, but it doesn't score as much on average. Before I get into how to actually solve these, I'm going to go over some pros and cons. So the positive points are that you can get 400 extra score from the jaw setup because you have to do a T-spin null most of the time. You can consistently recover into the same second PC, which means that your loop will never get terminated by a poor second PC if you recover. These setups on their own have a better solving chance than the 7-piece PCO setup, and it's got a higher save 1T chance than PCO, which allows you for most of the time better second PC solves. If you already know PCO, most of the solves will come pretty naturally as well. However, there are a few downsides, but I do think the pros outweigh the cons. These Jigsaw setups are not that useful in PC mode alone, but these are some possible follow-ups to some first PC setups. It's also not that useful in versus due to less combo, and it won't be able to block garbage as well as PCO can. It does have higher KPP than PCO, and some spins are a little bit weird for the solutions, and the PC chances are lower than the 6-piece PCO setup. Having said this method is still very much worth considering. Okay, so here are the solves. I'm going to be going through these pretty quickly, but I will put them in a Fumin in the description. So when you spin the T like this so it's vertical, or you place the J vertical like that, they result in the same field, which means all the solutions are going to be the same. All of the ones that don't use T are generally going to be good saves, and the ones that do use T are often going to be bad saves. What I mean by a good save is one which has a pretty good chance to PC and is easy to solve quickly. This is where the two setups become a little bit different in their solves. The ones on the left here are what I consider to be good saves. However, if you're coming from only knowing the seconds you can get from PCO, you're going to need to learn a couple of new ones. This last save is pretty rare, and it will take you to TTSC second, which is not a bad second, but you probably won't come across this one that often. And these ones are the PCO solves. So again, I've got the good saves which don't use the T piece, and the ones on the right that use T are the bad saves. There's also this irregular save which will take you to JJLZ second, which is not that nice. Overall, the PCO solves are a little bit more difficult than the jaws ones in my opinion. In the event that you miss a solve or there straight up isn't a solve, it's always possible to build this tub setup on top of it. So first you'll build your Jigsaw setup, and then you'll notice that there isn't a solve. Just put the vertical T or vertical J into the slot, and then you can try hold the eyepiece for a 4 in 7 chance to get a Tetris PC, otherwise you're always able to do the last frame. And the last frame is 100% solve if you consider 180 spins. That just about wraps up this video. All of the solutions are going to be in the description, and now this is a 116K Ultra with 400 PPB. Thanks so much for watching. See ya!